Hi everyone, it's Linda. Last time I showed you these two little Corey Diamond journals I made. I love these guys so much, and I love my little enclosure with the little dangles. Aren't they adorable? I made a third one, so I'll just go through it quickly. So this closure, if you can see, the little beads and that, I have a few of these beads, so I thought I'd use it up. And I don't have any flower charms. Isn't that weird? Anyway, so I put in like butterfly and dragonfly. So there's that closure. And it's from the same paper pad. So there's that paper. Now this time I did a mishmash of different ideas she had. So I did this one for the front and then the tuck spot. And I put in, I did a double tuck spot. So one in the front and then one in the back. Okay. And then over here, this is like a double tuck spot again. These made them into little journaling cards. Oh, I guess I didn't sew that shut. Look at that, I can go right through. Or sewed it shut, glued it shut, but that doesn't matter. And then over here on this page, I have one of these. Again, I always do too long because I'm never sure how long I should go. And then there's the paper pad in there. Okay. Oh, sorry, let me close that page. And then over here, there's a flip with two little tiny tuck spots. I have what we call the bookmark in there. And then I just decorated it there. And then over here is a flip down. Okay, it goes one more. So a little flip down spot, which tucks underneath. Since I have a ton of circles, I try to use up all my circle spots. So, and then on the next page, we have the fold down. So there's a tuck spot here, and then there's a little tuck spot in the front there where you folded it down. Over here is one of those magnetic things. I made it, it becomes a belly band. So this one is a notepad on the back, and then this tuck spot just for an extra long piece on the front. So that's that. And it becomes a little belly band because of the magnet. Okay, so then go over here. So there's the back of it, and I didn't do anything else to that page. And then it does slide around a lot, only because I didn't measure this properly when I did this. Anyway, and I even had to keep trimming it and whatever. Okay, so here's an envelope flip, and then it has something inside. I use the circles for the tab because, like I said, I'm trying to use up my circles. Belly band, and then flip that back, turn the page. And then over here, what you do is you have like, this is the flap of the envelope. So I folded it back to its corners, glued it down there along the edge and then down the middle. So that way it has two little tuck spots, but you can sew or glue it so that it goes all the way down and it breaks it into two on here, but I decided to leave it and just have it as one tuck spot like that. So, and then over here, this is the flip out. And then I put an envelope and a tuck spot, again, using the circles as closures. Over here, I made like a pocket. So there's a tag there. I love that. See, I had to save that picture. So I managed to cut it down and make it into a tag. And then over here, made that into a little journaling card as well. And then I also stuck another piece of paper behind it. And yeah, so this, oh, sorry, this opens up and there's a hidden little note there, but you can put anything you want in here. Close that down. And then there's the back, and this one I used lace. So that was it. I had to make one more, and I'm done for now. They are fun to make, like, but it's, for me, it's hard to think of ideas, and hence the idea journals. Anyway, so the other thing I just made, I guess they're kind of, depending on who you follow on YouTube or the internet, whatever, sometimes a craze will go by. Like you'll see video after video or hear something about something over and over. So one of the people I follow is Lollipalooza, and she has a lot of great ideas. And she's one of the early people I started following in the junk journal world, her and anyway, a few others. So she doesn't necessarily make a lot of junk journals, but she does paper stuff as well as a few other things. So one of the things she was showing was how to make your own Chuckie Tool. Chucky, like Chucky the doll. Chuckie Tool. That's what somebody dubbed it, even though that's not its real name. And what it is one of these. This is a lid from an old candle jar that the candle, I had 2 of them, and the candles smelled, they were totally different scents. They both smelled the same and they both smelled gross. They both smelled like really strong cinnamon or nutmeg, something that I don't really like, especially when it's strong like that. So I couldn't get the wax out, even though I froze it, which helps you chunk it out. It just, because the jar of the candle, the neck of the jar tends to be smaller and it's harder to get in. So in the end, I just threw them out because I wanted the lids. So you pop off the rubber, and then you, she used felt, like the felt you would put on the bottom of a chair leg, but a big sheet of it, and she traced the circle and cut it out. Well, I couldn't find that, and we're not allowed to buy that stuff unless you want to do a curbside pickup at Home Depot or something silly. It's a waste of my time. So what I did was I used 4 pieces of like cardstock, 3 like from cereal boxes or whatever, file folder, and then 1 white one for the bottom. And then I cleaned it with alcohol, like I sprayed some of my alcohol spray that I bought. Hang on, let me show you. I bought this at Dollarama for like $1, or there it is, $1.25. I bought a ton of these to make inks or paints or whatever, sprays. Anyway, I have a ton of that. So I cleaned it with that. And then I used, this is just flannel, extra flannel or even batting that I had. It was just in my stash because I have a lot of fabric from my quilt, like I occasionally still quilt. So I have lots of fabric. So I found something soft. The bottom line is you want something soft. If I have to, I can glue something else on top of it, right? I used E6000. So I glued the pieces together, let them dry, and then I glued this on top. And then when all of that was dry, then I E6000 this, and then I put it under a heavy book for 24 hours. Usually I leave things for 72, for 3 days or more before I touch them. But I figured this should be fine, because what's the worst that can happen? I have to tear this apart and start again, right? So I learned a couple things when doing this, okay? I'll show you a close-up of these after. I made 2. A, don't use glitter. No glitter. Because if you look at my purple one, all you can see is the glitter. It's hard for you to see the sequins and the beads that I threw in there. So only use like shaped tiny sequins, but not glitter. But so you see how like, it's just something for you fun to look at. That's all it is. So I could put a charm in there. Whatever the space allows, you put your what you want in there. So I did a purple theme for myself. Now I'm not going to redo this because it would be a pain in the butt, and I'd have to, you know, make this new again. Like I could punch it and cut it out and rip it off, whatever. But the glitter, I'll never get rid of the glitter. So it would be, I'd be wasting all those beads, right? So this is my lesson. Don't use glitter, and be more generous. I thought I was being generous because I was doing like a white and silver and shiny theme, and it looks so empty. And so I got to be more generous. But again, I did throw some diamond dust in there because diamond dust does not stick to the glass like glitter does. So the diamond dust, the diamond sugar dust that we bought at the non-chain dollar store works great. But I don't want to overdo it, especially since I've learned my lesson now. So Lolly was also showing in one of her later videos after she showed how to make it, all the different lids and things you can use to do this, because you just basically want something small, something that you can make soft for this. What you do is with your stamp platforms, whether it's something like this or even one of the ones that close, you know, the Misty or the Tim Holtz or whatever brand. When you know, you have your paper and you have your stamp and you put this down, then you take this and it helps give you more pressure, and you just move it around, and that's why you have the felt or the soft fabric so it doesn't scratch it up, and it helps put pressure down to get a better print. That's what these are for. So and I also, I used white as a background because that's what she suggested, and unless you want a different color for whatever design you decide to do with this, I say just stick to white. So I punched out, and it turned out for this size, I had the perfect sized circle die. Now, if you don't, you just lay this down and you just trace around. Like, you just lay it down and then trace around on the paper. And that's how you'll get your circles. But I was very, very, very lucky. It's just the perfect size. I don't even know how big this is. Let's see if we can measure it. This looks to be 2.5 or just over 2.5 inches. I think it's 2.5. Like, my fabric's not that. It's like a touch over 2.5. So 2.5 inches, and it fits this particular lid. Okay. But I happen to see sitting on my shelf all by itself a lid. So obviously I must have broken the jar, because honestly there's no other jar that doesn't have a lid around here. Like, I'm glad I saved it. So I pried this off. I used my beading tool because I thought I had it handy. I used this guy. This is technically a flat nose plier for beading. I used this and I kept going around, and then finally it popped off. I did a spray of alcohol ink. It's just to wipe it down on the inside, because the outside you can always wipe anytime. You want the inside clean. But the thing is, again, this is slightly bigger, but it will still be fine because I glued the 4 pieces together of this, and then there's the white side, and I'm going to put that there. But look how big I would have to fill, like not just this part, but then partially up into here. So I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do with this one. But anyway, I'll make a third one. So not that you only need one, but I was originally going to give this to Maggie, but I'm kind of embarrassed that it looks so sparse, you know? Like, I love the beads in it. I could tear this one apart. I would be okay with that and starting again, right? Because the diamond dust isn't as annoying and ruining the beauty of the beads in this one. So don't be generous and don't use glitter. So I hope this helps. I hope someone else makes it or knows about these, or maybe they bought one or made one themselves already. I'd love to hear if you guys did. And I think that's it. I'll talk to you guys later, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.